Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a great week and that your weekend has started well as well. So let's see who's in the live chat room tonight. We have Gail, Billy, 123, Rock Bodies, Julesy. Let's go through too quickly. I'm going to start again a little bit further down. Cindy, Vince, Johnny, Moondog, and it's going too fast again. Gail, Diamond Girl, Raphael, that's Liz going through, Mrs. Death, 1943, Mark, Tammy's in there as well, Christy, Jennifer, Muriel, Laura, and all of you people in there. Hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. And that's the quickest that has gone through in quite a while. And are we on Phil Jam Cam? If that's something I just made up. I think we were zoomed out. How zoomed out are we? I don't know. Maybe I should get myself a little bit more centralized. That'll have to do. So, yes, a lot of people in the live chat room tonight already. So thank you for joining me on this Saturday night. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. I'm sure, as always, I've forgotten to do something. I don't know what it is that I've forgotten, but I always get this feeling at the beginning of the live stream. Thankfully, the gremlins weren't too troublesome when I was starting up the live stream. It took a while to connect, but it always takes a little bit of a while. But then once we're connected, we're generally good to go. So we will see if I've forgotten something a little bit later on. But on the agenda tonight in the live stream, we have one picture-in-picture corner. We do have a troll corner because there's been a little bit of action from Mr. Troll. So we'll jump into that. I don't know how long the troll corner is going to last for, but we will find out later on. So I made a point just while I was looking through my phone to make a note of some of them, because I think before, when I tried to go into Troll Corner, I then couldn't remember what the trolls were saying, so it was a bit of a waste. And then I forgot, and then I remembered we went back into Troll Corner, but we will see if it works out all right tonight. Anyway, a massive thank you to you guys at the bottom of the screen for making this all possible, and everything that I do on the channel possible. They are the foundation of everything that I do, as I always say during these live streams. So let's get the lycometer up on screen. Let's do it in a different order. We'll go for the lycometer, and that's great because it's telling us the time. That is something that I forgot to set up. The screen capture for the lycometer. So I don't know where it is. Oh, wow. That couldn't be more messed up if we tried. Okay, right. So let's get rid of that. And the lycometer is going to be back in probably about 30 seconds time while I talk to the camera and try and organize it all at the same time. So let's get the likes goal up on screen just while I'm organizing all of this. And the likes goal for tonight is set at 410. Now this is a ridiculous target. It's going to be an attempt at a new record for a Saturday night live stream. Now let's get the lycometer up on screen, because I managed to move it around a little bit. So there we go. Centralize it a bit. We are at 188. So that's a good start. Anyway, the record last week was 405, I do believe, for a Saturday night live stream. And we hit that goal. So this week we're aiming for 5 more likes, which is 410, which again will be a new record. And we hit a new record on Tuesday for a Tuesday live stream of 405. So if we hit this tonight, will that be 3 in a row or 4 in a row? It'll be something in a row that we've got new records on. So we need every single thumbs up we can get. And we just hit 200, which means we're looking for 210. Nice and easy for me to work out. So yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great and massively appreciated by myself. It really helps the channel to get out there a little bit more, especially for these live streams, to get it out there a little bit more as well. As well as just the whole channel. So thank you guys. Talking about the whole channel and the growth of the channel, the amount of subscribers is going up, which is great. It seems to be going up just crazy amounts all the time. But we'll just take a deep breath and appreciate that at some point we were at, and I have put this in to the software tonight, at some point we were at 345,678 subscribers. So let's just accept that, because this is something that I did on Instagram, or at least I took a screenshot of having a numbered sequence of subscribers, and then I uploaded. Maybe I'll do that again on Instagram, who knows. But officially, we're now... Oh, I'm going to try and type this in live. Like that. Now we're officially at 346,000 subscribers. I think that's right. So, yeah, thank you everyone for subscribing, hitting that notification bell, hitting the thumbs up, all of that cool stuff. We'll keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. But yes, certainly a ridiculous number. And dare I say it, closing in slowly on 350,000. But yeah, that's the next target. And we'll see how long it takes to get there. Hopefully by the end of the year, who knows? But maybe a little bit sooner than that. Right. Let's get up on screen the donations tab, because as I always say, you don't have to donate. Just watching the channel is great. Hitting that thumbs up, subscribing, hit the notification bell, all of that stuff. There are some people who can't resist donating, and for those people, I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But yeah, you don't have to donate. Oh, and look, we've got 245 likes as well. So we've got a sequence theme going on tonight. But yeah, back to the whole donations thing. You don't have to donate, and you don't have to donate for a request or wanting me to look at a particular video. Just put it in the comments section of the YouTube videos and I will look through them and add them to my list. It's getting to a point where I've got a lot of requests, so I'm going to start kind of jumping around to attempt to even things up a bit. I know that recently we've had a lot of videos on pitch correction and auto-tune and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was just where I was in the list. And I still think that we're going to be having a few of those videos, but I will throw in a guitar one, or at least maybe more performance-based ones here and there. I think inevitably the problem is going to be, if it's anything more recent, and some people do say, and this is the thing that I can't really balance it, there's no way for me to win in terms of having videos that are more recent and then videos that are older, because when I feature older videos, people say, oh, why don't you feature something more recent? So when I feature something more recent and I start talking about pitch correction, everyone says, oh, why are you talking about pitch correction? Can't you go back to other performances that aren't pitch corrected? But pretty much loads of videos nowadays, performance videos, are pitch corrected. So it's... yeah, it's put me between a rock and a hard place, that when I try and do something more recent, I can't not mention something that is absolutely integral to the sound that we're hearing, that we're not actually hearing the sound, is something that has been created from the noise that was made beforehand. So yeah, I know there are some people who look at performances and don't mention anything about the fact that we're not hearing the voice as it was. But for me, I can't do that, because they are analysis videos. So if you miss out, it's like talking about 2% of the video and just ignoring the 98% of why it sounds like it does. Which, yeah, I can't not say something about it. So yeah, that's just the way of it, that the more recent videos just tend to fall into that bracket because so much is getting pitch corrected. So yeah, there will be, I'm sure, more videos in the future about it, but that's because we're looking at more recent performances. But then also we are going to be looking at older performances, you know, when they pop up in the request list, of course. And yeah, we had Love Affair, Everlasting Love recently, which was one of those songs from my childhood. Not my actual childhood, because I wasn't born in like the 60s or the late 1950s, but I mean, it's just one of those songs that my mum used to play in the car all the time. So yeah, it's good to look at that one. So yeah, we will jump around, but I'm sure when there's anything more recent, I've got to mention it. I can't just pretend something's not happening. Right, we will just quickly jump into the donations window there. I can see, oh, Chumley says, maybe create a single video that is only for posting requests. You might spend a lot of time looking through all videos / comments to find them. So what I get on my app in a YouTube studio is all of the comments across all of the videos on my channel. So it is hectic scrolling through all of those, but it doesn't do them video by video. It just literally unloads everything in this kind of one feed. I do know as well that YouTube sometimes holds comments for review is what they call it. And I don't know what makes something held for review or anything like that. So for some people that say, oh, why aren't my comments appearing? That's going to be one of those that's been held by YouTube for some reason. And sometimes it then gets released, or I don't know how long the review process lasts for, but it then gets released and there might be a comment that I haven't seen because it's been released maybe 2 weeks after the video, and it might just be one that kind of slips through the cracks. But I think the best way for me to do it is to take all of the requests and just start to have a little hop around to have a little bit of variety going on the channel. But if people start asking for more recent videos, then don't be surprised if I do have to mention about the vocals being digitally manipulated from a pitch perspective. That's going to be something that's going to be popping up in Troll Corner later on, but we will get into that when we get into that. Right. Yes. Into these donations, you don't have to donate, but thank you, Paul, for donating $2. The message was 346,000 subscribers. Hooray! Spike the likes, all y'all. Great idea. If you could hit that thumbs up, that would be much appreciated. I don't know if, I'm just going to scoot forward a bit, if I'm further away from the screen than I normally am. I have actually cleaned my desk, which has, I don't know what it's called when you organise a room in a particular way and it makes you more calm because everything's where it should be and it's organized. So all I've got on the desk is the control for the camera, lights, which I remembered to turn on, and that's it. Obviously hard drive, you can't escape from that, and my phone, which is, I'm going to be using that to find the Troll Corner things. So everything is super clean at the moment, which is great. And it means that maybe it feels different me sitting closer or further away from the desk, but I think this is probably, I don't know whether I need to zoom in again. I won't zoom in again. I'm just going to leave it where I am, and we're just going to have to deal with it. Not that it's much to deal with during the live stream. I know that I'll have to move back for the Phil Jam if we get there. It's going to be number 113 tonight if we hit that target of 410. So we are approaching 300 at the moment, so every single thumbs up would be great if you haven't done that yet, because we are going for a new record tonight for a Saturday night live stream. 405 is the record, and we did join that record last week, so it was not technically a new record, but a joint record. So I guess tonight's is a real record attempt for the channel, so ever more reason to hit that thumbs up. So, yes, I don't know why I'm thinking of, I don't know, it's not chi. There's something where you have things in a particular place, or when you put things in particular places, there's something magical or something that changes in the atmosphere. So maybe somebody can, feng shui is what Laura says. Maybe that's the thing that I'm thinking of. I think chi is, I've seen them doing that with energy or force fields or something, and then you see those videos of masters of martial arts or something where they're literally knocking people over with the power of nothing and not even touching them, and the people are falling over. And then you see other videos where they get that person who's making people fall over by using their chi force field, and then they just get smacked in the face by a boxer who doesn't believe in the chi force field. So it kind of ruins the whole, I mean, I don't know, I think believing in it is a huge part of it. It's like hypnotism. It's when people believe that they can be hypnotized, then they are hypnotized, because it's that belief that it's going to happen that then makes it happen. So this is why when you watch those kinds of shows where they get people up on stage and they're asking for people to first of all put their hands up and say, yeah, I'd like to be part of the show, whatever. They go up on stage, and then you see the hypnotist choosing people because they know what their personalities are like, whether they're going to be a good subject for hypnotism. So yeah, they kind of then whittle them down to maybe 3 or 4 people who will be very good, and yeah, they do all kinds of crazy things. And I'm sure that if they said, right, I'm going to push you over with this force field of air and you won't be able to avoid it and all that kind of stuff, it probably would work. So yeah, I mean, it all looks very impressive until you then see those videos of yeah, unfortunately, guys that are masters at it getting properly beaten up because yeah, the other person doesn't believe in it. If they don't believe in it, it's not going to work on them. So yeah, I think with YouTube, if you click on one video, that's it. It's going to start suggesting loads of karate and kickboxing and UFC and all sorts of different videos. So anyway, getting back to it, yeah, thank you, Paul, for this $2 donation. Yeah, and for spiking the likes and suggesting everybody else does too. Jennifer has donated $7 as well. Thank you for that, Jennifer. And the message is, hi to Charlie, Karen and Chipper. Have a good week, Phil. So thank you for that. Technically, it's not quite the start of the next week. We've still got another 37 minutes, and then maybe next week from Sunday on will be a good week. But thank you for that, Jennifer. Yeah, now that the live streams have moved a little bit earlier, it is still literally Saturday night here, so it is quite rightly called a Saturday night live stream. There have been donations over on PayPal as well, so thank you guys for these. I will just get through as many as I can. I will get through all of them. I get through all of the donations regardless of when they happen. So this one came through at 47 minutes past midnight on Wednesday. So that would have just been straight after, or what, 25 minutes after the live stream on Tuesday. So thank you for this, Lisa. And it was a donation of £3.78, and then Lisa donated again £10 after that. And there's a message that said, thank you, Phil, you inspire me with your musicality, joy of music, engaging personality, health, consciousness and general good nature. I am enjoying your content across YouTube. You make me laugh and your smile is infectious. And you are awesome with that guitar. It makes me want to try playing again. Rock on. So thank you for that, Lisa. And yeah, with regard to the health consciousness, my sister got me a big bar of white chocolate, and here's me trying to be really healthy, and I'd managed to eat all of the chocolate, apart from actually one chocolate bar, but it had been in my fridge. I keep my chocolate bars in the fridge because I like them cooled. I don't know why I prefer them like that, but I do. So I've had one chocolate bar in my fridge for ages, but I haven't been eating it because I'm trying to reduce the amount of sugar I take in. And then my sister gets me a big bar of white chocolate because she just recently been to Amsterdam and she got it there for me, brought it back. So yeah, I'm currently just over halfway through that. I mean, it's not a huge bar, but it's bigger than normal. So I've got to just work my way through the sugar of this white chocolate, and then I'll get back to being as healthy as possible. And yeah, it's just always the way that I'm working my way down, doing really well. And then, I mean, but you can't avoid or you can't reject presents like that. You know, they say, oh, I got you this. And I say, no, I'm not having any sugar. Or I'm severely limiting my amount of sugar that I'm taking in. So anyway, I will eat that and I will enjoy it because it is very nice. So thank you for that, Lisa. And Cheryl has donated £5.30. Thank you for that, Cheryl. The message is, I would love for you to do a voice analysis of Paul McCartney's voice from the 60s Beatles to present. I saw the video of him doing the live performance from Grand Central Station in New York City a few years ago, and it seems like it's been degrading. Love your channel. So thank you for that, Cheryl. Oh, that's just reminded me of a comment that I got when I was talking about the Queen performance, and I will answer that in a second, but the Live Aid performance, Queen, I'm talking about a limiter being used and the fact that other performances were being limited on the mixer, having a limiter applied to them, therefore getting all of the volume to be more even, but having a definite volume, kind of ultimate volume that there could be without going over that particular limit. And somebody said calling the other bands limited is just evil. It wasn't evil, but it's totally uncalled for, because he thought that I was calling the other bands limited, that they weren't very good. But I was saying that the sound was limited using a limiter, but they obviously didn't know what a limiter was. Or maybe they weren't listening, because I do explain it in the video. But I thought that's quite funny. So I then explained it in the comments section to this person, saying, no, I'm not calling them limited. I'm saying the sound, the volume was stopped at a particular point from being too loud and clipping. So anyway, yeah, thank you for this, Cheryl. And yeah, I've done, I don't know, a couple of vocal analysis videos on Sir Paul McCartney, and I think the thing is with the voice, obviously as you age, and Paul's voice, if we're looking at a voice that's going to be in demand, he's been singing for ages. It actually took me time to work this out. It's got to be 60 years, something around there. So when you're talking about somebody's voice, when they perform when they're younger, they might be in a band that are just a successful band, but not like the Beatles, or like being a member of the Beatles. So they might tour every year, but then they might have a year off or a couple of years off. Yeah, they might even go and do different things and then come back to music and then perform later on in their career. But, Paul has been in demand his whole life. So with the way that he sings, and this is the other thing, that he's never claimed to be a classically trained singer or anything like that. So he just sings his own way. And a lot of that with the Beatles was, and after the Beatles, of course, because technically, really, the Beatles didn't last for that long when you look at his career, but his voice is just his voice, meaning that he's belting in chest voice, and he was hitting G4s, A4s, B4s, C5s as well, in chest voice, really belting all the time, which is heavy work for the vocal cords. So yeah, it's not really surprising that after those many years, or that many years that he's been performing for, that it's going to take its toll on the voice, because he's never really had an extended break from music, because he's always been in demand, and he's still performing. He still just gets out there and plays loads of shows. So yeah, that's the thing to throw into that. Of course, his voice is going to be noticeably different, but the other thing is that if he starts changing the keys of the songs that make them more manageable, and he can still do great versions of his songs, and they are his songs, so he can do whatever he wants with them, so he can move them anywhere he desires. So thank you for that, Cheryl. And we've had another donation. This has come through from Anna for £6, so thank you for that, and that is a straight up donation. And we've had another one that's come through from Nicole for £20, so thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, hello Phil, I'm happy to share with you this annual moment. It's my birthday now, February 17th. I was born in Fat Friday. Funny, but me, I'm not. Fortunately, I send you a virtual cake. Good weekend, Phil. Much love and rock. So thank you for that. And happy birthday to Nicole. And that is today, Saturday. So everyone say happy birthday to Nicole in that live chat room. And I think I saw Ro going through saying, can I help him? Which I can only assume is asking if I can help Sir Paul McCartney with his voice. And I mean, if he wanted I would just give him the advice that I would give a lot of singers who are getting into the later stages of their career, where you just adapt your songs. And first of all, you've got to analyse your voice, and you've got to know where I'm sure Sir Paul knows where his voice is, and he knows where his chest voice now flips over into head voice, or he knows where the top end of his chest voice is now, because that would have changed. So then what you do is you move all of your songs to a key where the high note is now at the top end of your chest voice. And if you can go into head voice, then, you know, great. And I think I've heard him do that live. You can still get into his head voice, but that transition from chest voice to head voice will be lower notes wise now. So it's just figuring that out, just going through maybe 2 or 3 days, or maybe having a day on and a day off of singing, and just knowing where those breaks now happen, because it's going to be different. So if you're singing the same songs in the same key as when you were younger, your vocal break is going to be happening a lot higher when you're younger, especially when you're talking about just the fatigue, natural fatigue that will happen after so many years of singing. So yeah, you just shift it. You shift literally every song. And if you imagine that songs are all in different keys like this, they'll be moving to every note depending on the key of the song. If you take every song and move it all here, it means that now every song is in this space where your voice is now, whereas your voice might have been over here, 30 or 40 years ago, but your voice isn't here anymore. You need to move everything to where your voice is, which means that you can still go through all of your repertoire, and you can still hit all of the notes, and you're not needlessly, doing any more damage to your voice, but it makes all of the notes now attainable. And it's just working through. I mean, that's something that I've said about Bon Jovi and John Bon Jovi, that he's still singing all of the hits in their original keys. And he's another example of somebody who's just toured and gigged forever. He's never really had any time off. So he's still singing all of these songs in lots of different places where his voice used to be. But if I were playing with John Bon Jovi and we started playing, I don't know. I mean, it sounds stupid to say, but any Bon Jovi song really, but Living on a Prayer is the one that everyone will think of. But pretty much when you look through his songs, they're all just top end of the male tenor range, and he was belting them out. So yeah, I would move all of the songs to where his voice is. So when starting to play the riff, for Living on a Prayer, I would move, and now you can move it digitally. You can get pedals and you can get guitars that kind of change the tuning automatically. So we'll just shift it to where your voice is. And it might even make it sound a little bit more modern and heavier, because it means it will sound detuned. So I think it'll be a really cool change in the sound, making it sound more relevant to the modern day industry and the heavier bands that are coming out. And it would suit John's voice more, because now he's not having to really stretch for these notes, because they will be where his top note now lives. So this is what I'd probably say to, like I've said, lots of artists who had a lot of songs that were very high. Just bring them to where your voice is, and then it will take just loads of stress out of the performances, as well as taking stress off the vocal cords. So anyway, thank you for that, Nicole, the donation, and yes, happy birthday to you. Tammy has donated £10 as well, so thank you for that, Tammy. The message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 346,000 subscribers. You say you're not a celebrity or rising star, but in our eyes, you're wingers, you are indeed. Keep up the good work, rock. So thank you for that. And yes, I know that there are quite a lot of subscribers now, but I certainly don't consider myself a celebrity. If anything did happen, I mean, I have been recognised answering the door. So that was, that's a taste of maybe if things got that crazy. I mean, that would be ridiculous if everyone started recognising me. So I'm not really a celebrity, but I think it's a term, especially here in the UK, that some people want to be famous. They want to be a celebrity, but my definition of being a celebrity is that you're doing something that is celebrated. So it means that lots of people know about what you're doing, therefore lots of people know who you are, therefore you're a celebrity. But now they have just, unfortunately, I think it's just the younger generation who just want to be famous. And it's like, yeah, but what do you do? What are you famous for? But they haven't thought that far ahead. They just go, oh, I just want to be famous. I want people to look at my face and know my face. You think, oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, if it so happens that I become famous because I have that many subscribers, then yeah, that's just a side effect of having a YouTube channel and for me doing music and yeah, people checking out the channel and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't mind that too much, but I'm not one of these people that wants to be a celebrity. I'm quite happy just doing what I do. But thank you for that, Tammy. And Debbie has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Debbie. The message is, hi Phil, congrats on 346,000 subscribers. Do your nephews call you Phil or Uncle Phil? You are the best. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And my nephews call me Uncle Phil. So there you go. A simple answer for that one. And Liz has donated £15.21. So thank you for that, Liz. And the message is, so proud of my two favourite musicians that led me to each other. Congrats on the huge number of subscribers and views on your videos. Thanks for supporting / promoting Taj on his tours and #1 singles. Love both groups. So thank you for that, Liz. And yes, Taj Farrant, if you don't know Taj, check him out. Taj, check him out. For some reason, yeah, my brain didn't like those two words next to each other. But anyway, yeah, check Taj out. That's what I should have said. He's just recently released his new single. Obviously, it's new. It's called Bad Trip. And that's gone to #1. Definitely in Australia. I wouldn't be surprised if it's gone to #1 on iTunes again, because yeah, his last single did as well. And then I had a chat with him on the channel. Now I'm going to mention something on this live stream, and this might not happen, so don't get too excited about it. But I've chatted with Taj in the past and Taj's dad, Brandon, and he hasn't been over to the UK yet, and we always said, you know, if he does make it over to the UK and he plays in London, then I'll go down and we'll do something together. So a few days ago, I was asked by Don Odell, and this is the channel Don Odell's Legends, where they have performances from artists and bands, and he asked if I would go on the show, if I would perform. So I did mention this over on Patreon, but as you guys know, things are really hectic, and going over to the USA, I think it's in Boston or around that kind of area. But anyway, yeah, kind of going over to the USA and rehearsing, getting a band together, obviously organising their flights, all that kind of stuff would be very difficult. And it's something that I said it might not be something that I can do. But I then threw Taj's name into the equation, because I said, there might be a chance for Taj to do it if it fits with his schedule. So I've suggested it to Brandon and Taj, and Taj is gigging at the moment. He gigged, he had a show last night and tonight. So we're going to be talking about it over the next few days. But if Taj can do it, then we might, because if I don't have to organise the band and organise flights for them and all that kind of stuff, if I can go over for a few days to the USA, and Taj and I can play at Don Odell's Legends for his channel, then that's something that I will do and Taj will do as well. So we might, this might not happen. I've got to chat through with Brandon and Taj. We've got to check their schedule and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it could potentially happen that I'll join in with Taj, and most likely it'll be Taj playing the show, because I can't do the show with a band from, bringing a band over from the UK. So we'll kind of do his show, and I'll, do whatever he wants me to do to help out, whether that be just come on for a song, play a little bit, or maybe just add a bit of rhythm guitar to his other tunes, whatever he's playing, if he's doing any covers, all that kind of stuff. So, yes, don't get too excited about it. But that's something that we're going to be chatting about in the next few days. I mean, I think it would be really cool, because, it's a great channel, it's a great show, and I am honoured to be asked to perform on it in the first place. But then it's even better if I can get Taj along to perform, and for us to kind of, do something together, because it's something that we've wanted to do for quite a while. So we will see, and I'll see what Don says about it as well. Yeah. Anyway, I'll keep you guys up to date over on patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. Any news on that, as soon as it does break, I'll let you know. It's probably not going to be until June, early June time, which actually is like 4 months. So it's not that far away. So yeah, we will see. And if it is possible, then yeah, I will make it over to the USA and see what's going down. And it'll literally just be a case of turning up and playing. I think it's for about an hour. And that's kind of how long they film it for. So yeah, we will see. So potentially exciting, but might not happen. But would be really cool if it did happen. So I'll keep you guys in the loop over on Patreon. So thank you for that, Liz. And yeah, reminding me to mention something about that. Orlando's donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is catch up crew for me. Congratulations on 346,000 subscribers. Rock. For some reason, this comment was not allowed on the super chat window. So thank you for that, Orlando. And yeah, I don't know why it's not allowed. The only thing that I will say is that YouTube has got a thing about emoticons or pictures or things. So yeah, if there are too many of them, then YouTube decides sometimes not to show the comments. I don't even know how many it is. It might be 3, but I haven't really kept tabs on how many are allowed, how many are not allowed. So there you go. It might be because of that. So Mimi321 says, is your passport up to date? I think so. That's a good question. I will have to check because yeah, I haven't been anywhere in a while. So we will see. The other thing is, yeah, thinking about ideally I could just grab one of these guitars, probably the Strat. Grab that and obviously put it in a protective case, not a bag, like a soft bag on your back. But yeah, just take over a guitar, and I'm sure that Don has amps there, and whatever amp is available, I'll just go through that because there's no way I'm taking the half stack anywhere. But anyway, yeah, thank you for this donation, Orlando. And Rebecca has donated £5 as well. So thank you for that, Rebecca. The message is, I really enjoyed the last video on pitch correction versus effects. It was creative and educational at the same time. Thanks for all you do. So thank you for that. Yeah, this was, I mean, again, even with that video, I've had messages, and I actually got an email from a producer who, I mean, it's a really long email, and he was just talking to me about compression, EQ, and how compression changes, the voice, and EQ replaces it, so it's creating something new, and all of these different things. So I had to reply and answer again, or just explain it again, that yeah, well, you already know, you've seen the video. So it just goes to prove that even with that video that I've tried to explain in the most basic way I know how, I don't know how else to do it other than allow you to hear the application of all of these different things like compression and EQ and reverb and delay. And we even had flanger that I put on there as well, to hear that none of those are changing the pitch. It's not changing what was recorded, what the voice did. And as soon as you put pitch correction, it's now replacing it with a new voice that's now in key, perfectly in key. So yeah, we I don't know, we have that video for reference, but whether I don't think I can explain it any more clearly than I did in that video. So still, some people don't, I guess because I'm approaching it from an artistic point as well, being a musician and a singer myself, I know what's happening, whereas maybe producers who don't sing or don't know the voice, they don't realize that pitch correction is the only thing that does that. It's not an effect, it's an affect, but because they probably see it in the list headed effects, they don't realize the difference between that and all the other ones. But anyway, thank you for that, Rebecca. And Vera donated £15 and 21 pence. So thank you for that, Vera. And the message is, Phil, I understand what you mean about feeling better when things are in place. I can't relax at night until everything is tidy or in its correct place. So thank you for that. For me, it's sometimes when I forget that I've cleaned the room and then I walk in and I notice it's really clean, it's like, oh, it's almost like a bit of a relaxing kind of second or two that you think, oh, everything's organised. I like to have it like this. Thank you, Carl, as well, for this donation, £19 and 1 pence. And the message is, thank you for the excellent shows and technical analysis. I haven't seen much on your thoughts regarding the artistry. I'd be interested regarding yours and others. So thank you for that. And thoughts regarding the artistry. I'm not sure what that's referring to, whether it's the artistic use of pitch correction or auto-tune. I don't know whether that's relating to that in that particular comment. But when it's being used artistically, I don't have a problem with that at all. I've said that will.i.am says that he can't sing, so he uses auto-tune because that's the only option that he has. And he's quite open and honest about it. And I think that's another thing that a lot of people don't like about pitch correction being used is the transparency, when people don't say it's been used, and then some people, in the comment section say, oh wow, it's so amazing. And this actually brings me back to the point I made in tonight's live stream earlier, saying that you can have somebody singing and then maybe somebody commenting on that performance and saying to the singer, wow, that was such a great performance, you are so accurate pitch wise, it's amazing. And then the singer says, oh, thank you. But they don't say, oh, the reason that it's really accurate is because I've pitch corrected it. I've moved my voice to where the notes are. They don't say that. And I think that a lot of people, and that's why I can't do a video where I'm complimenting somebody on their pitch accuracy, but I know how they've done it. I would be the worst on a panel show, because if they're looking at a performance where I know it's pitch corrected and they'll say, oh wow, what an amazing performance, that was great, such a great voice, and hitting all the notes, pitch perfectly, and then they'll say to me, Phil, how do they get that accurate? How long does it take to get the voice where they can hit these notes on that run so accurately? And I'd just have to go, whoa. What would I say to that if I was on a panel and everyone's saying it's great because the vocalist is so accurate and I know it's pitch corrected? I would have to say, talk about dropping a bombshell, I can't not say that it's pitch corrected because that's why it's that accurate. So it's interesting. But using it artistically, there's a singer called something like T-Pain or something. And I know that he, for the most part, uses auto-tune or something along those lines, but he's doing it artistically because I've also heard him sing without it. So, and he's got a great voice. So he's an artist that does it, and he's quite open that he uses it artistically on his songs, but then when you hear him sing without that, he does have a great voice. So those kind of cases for the use of it artistically, that's fine, but the problem arises when some people are getting a lot of compliments for their voice being so good and so accurate, and they're not saying that they're using something in order to achieve that. And I know that they're using something to achieve that. So I can't do a video and not mention it because it's a huge part. And I'm thinking about making another video in the future on this subject. And by the way, that I haven't checked on the petition that I set up to see how many people have signed that. But there is a petition going that I did set up that you can sign if you want to. And that's just to have a guideline. Oh, this is going to ruin the likeometer because I was just clicking to see. Oh, there you go. It's in the description below. It's still in there. Vocal tuning petition link. So you can click on that and you can sign that petition if you want to, just to get a number of people who would like to be informed about the use of pitch correction. And I might make another video on it in the future because I've got something that I'm thinking of that might be an option for knowing or watching something, listening to something that then signifies whether what you're hearing is the person's voice or not. And yeah, I'm still kind of working. It's literally something I've only thought of, tonight. And when people have been emailing me and saying about the pitch correction thing, that what if it really does take off and people want to talk to me about pitch correction and, getting this thing moving and maybe classifying different songs and performances with a particular, a trademark or logo to then show what's actually going on. Yeah, if that's something that I could do in the future and get involved with. And, I would do my best if people did want to talk to me about it and maybe get the ball rolling a bit more, depending on how many votes or signatures we get on that petition. But like I said, I'm thinking about doing something or potentially doing something and just seeing. I throw the idea out there when I'm a little bit more, certain with how it would run and how I would be able to make this applicable, because it seems like I'm the only one who's pointing out when it's being used and when it isn't. So I know that loads of people are sending me lots of different performances, but what I would like to know is if there were a channel that did live performance videos, and this can even go for TV, and there was a logo which showed that I have actually analysed it and gone through the process with the pitch monitoring software, isolating vocals and everything, looking at it in detail. If I have cleared it as free from pitch correction, then it gets a logo. So then you know that what you're listening to is 100% genuine and this is actually the vocalist we're listening to, and whether that would make a difference to have something on the screen. But yeah, obviously it would mean that everybody in the world is coming to me to get it certified, but it would be a start. But anyway, I have to think about it, iron out lots of different things. But I only thought about that literally before going live, about half an hour before. But I think it might make a difference. So I'll make a video about it in the future. Right. Anyway, thank you for that, Carl. As for the artistry, I don't have a problem with it being used artistically at all. It's just a bit of a blurred line when people use it, and they obviously use it, but they don't say anything about it and kind of take all of those compliments. Because it's not something that I would be comfortable with if I knew that I'd done it myself and people are saying, oh wow, that was amazing, and I just said, oh thanks, rather knowing that it wasn't actually my voice. So anyway, we have hit the lights goal, which means we are going to be jamming a little bit later on. I say a little bit later on. 6 minutes to midnight it is. So let's bring to a close, clicking on all the wrong buttons here, bring to a close the poll for tonight's cover video. It is Don't Stop Believing. Here's 62% of the votes, so we will be jumping into that. And Jennifer's donated $5 again in the super chat window. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, can I adopt your sister? She can buy me chocolate anytime. You have better willpower than myself. I'm a chocoholic. So thank you for that. And it's only because my sister went to Amsterdam. She doesn't always buy me chocolate. And yeah, she's a bit old to be adopted. I won't say how old she is. I was just trying to give it away by saying how old she is in relation to me. So I won't say that. So anyway, CMLN has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, keep doing the great job. So thank you for that, and I will try. Diamond Girl donated $5. Thank you for that. Diamond Girl, the message is, you make me laugh. Thank you. And that was Diamond Girl's first super chat donation. So thank you for that. David's donated $5. Thank you, David. The message is, hi, I practice guitar. I practice playing guitar 15 minutes to 20 minutes a day. Phil, do you set time aside to practice? Thank you. So thank you for that. And no, I mean, I used to be quite religious with my practice, especially when I was at university. But yeah, as for now, it's pretty much if I have time to watch TV, or if something is on TV and it's something that I don't really have to concentrate on, then I will get the guitar. And I mean, more often than not, my guitar practice is literally just muscle memory, because subconscious muscle memory is a huge part of playing. When you start to speed up, you don't have to think about it. So it means that when you're practicing, you don't have to think. You can watch TV and you can practice. Just practice doing things very slowly. And I mean, if you've got time to watch a movie, that's a really easy way of getting an hour and a half or 2 hours worth of practice, and just break up the techniques that you're doing. So one might be an alternate picked run, one might have a bit of economy picking in there, you might then be doing tapping, and what you generally want to do is spend between 5 and 10 minutes just practicing different techniques, because you'll fall off the cliff of learning. That's what I used to call it when students would come to me and say, oh, I was practicing doing these runs for 20 minutes and then I started to get worse at it, and after like 45 minutes I couldn't do it anymore, and I don't know what's going on. And I say there's a finite window for learning, that you need to spend 5 or 10 minutes on doing something, and you'll start to notice when you start getting worse, you're overloading the brain. It's taking in the information, and now you're trying to force feed it the same thing, and now it's getting confused as to what you're trying to what you're trying to force feed it. It already knew, so it starts to kind of put weird muscle memory in there. You don't want weird muscle memory. This is why playing fast is all about playing slow, so that you don't give your muscle memory wrong movements. Because when you start speeding it up, all it's doing is repeating the right movements subconsciously, and that's why you don't need to concentrate on playing or learning to play fast. Anyone can play fast. As I said in the last live stream, that's why there's so many 5-year-olds who are playing really fast. It's because you just need time. That's all you need, is time to play fast. Just keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And if you're watching a movie, you can do that. Just keep on repeating a movement. After maybe 10 minutes in the movie, change to another run, maybe change the key. So that's how I practice at the moment, but I don't sit there for hours. I'd say maybe, because I know how the brain works, I probably do maybe 5 or 10 minutes practice, because I know that that's giving my brain what it needs to then digest. You then go away from playing, you let your brain digest it and make all of those connections from the brain to the muscles to the hand and all that kind of stuff. So those connections now fire off efficiently, and then when you go back to it and you've let it organize itself, the brain needs time to organize the information, and when you go back to playing, you will be slightly faster. And then you practice slightly faster, go away, when you come back you'll be slightly faster again, go away, come back, play slightly faster. I mean, it's a really boring way to play, and this is why I've never spent a lot of time learning to play fast, because I'd rather just come up with lines and things that I like the sound of, rather than just playing the same notes. And when you do get to playing really fast, it's now not about the notes anymore. It doesn't matter what the notes are. You're trying to find a note that goes with the direction that you are picking. So you think, oh, I'm going to have to put one extra note on the G string here because I need to be going in that direction to then get down to the D string for the next note. So you're not really coming up with anything melodically. You're only worried about speed. And whatever notes you come up with that make it faster, those are the ones that you play. So it doesn't really float my boat playing like that. So that's how I practice, just subconscious stuff. So thank you for that. Tortoro Porco's donated $5 as well and says, problem with many producers is that they're not performers, so pitch is not something they truly understand. I mean, it's a fair point that a lot of producers don't produce by listening. They're looking at tuning rather than listening to it and thinking, oh right, that's where that vocal needs to be and all that kind of stuff. So that's another side of it. Thank you, Diamond Girl, who's donated $5 again. Says, I fall apart when you play that guitar. So thank you for that. And I don't know which guitar you're talking about, but one of the ones behind me, I assume. So right, we are going to jump into tonight's cover video, and then we've got Picture Corner, Troll Corner, and then Phil Jam. It's midnight already. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. You can keep on doing that. If you're watching this in the future on catch up, you can still hit that thumbs up. Really helps the live streams to get out there, but for the channel to grow on the whole. So there we go. That's the fastest I've ever said that, but we are rushing towards the end here. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is my version of the Journey Classic, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. Singer in a smoky room, the smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlight people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. Paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose. Some are born to sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlight people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlight people.
And there we have it. We're exiting that video quickly because it's almost 5 past midnight and we still have picture corner to get through. Just one picture. Oh, something that I need to mention. Well, I need to mention it from the point of the live chat room in there, and you guys know Vince. I'm just looking at the Facebook messages because Vince used to host the after party on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook, and Bob does that now, but Vince has been appointed Poet Laureate of the state of Iowa. So yes, congratulations to Vince, and he's going to be spreading the word of poetry and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for letting me know that, Vince, on Facebook. And I was told about it over on Patreon. I think I do lose track, but that was Terry that told me about it. So thank you. And yeah, congratulations to Vince. Right, let's jump into Picture Corner. I think we just have one for tonight. I don't think we're going to get through Troll Corner, but I have put them on my phone. So maybe we'll have a bumper edition on Tuesday of Troll Corner, because I haven't checked how long the Phil Jam's going to be. I should have done that while that video was playing, but I didn't think of it. So let's jump into Picture Corner, and is it this button? I'm just going to have a random click and see what happens. I think that's the right one. So I can see that the screen has changed, which is good. And I think we do have my impression of an elevator music track in the background. So now I can see it's just everything's sent to test me. I can see that the screen grab has actually disappeared. It is back. Right, so if I click on this, it should appear, but where will it appear? Oh, it's off to the side. It always appears in random places. So here we have, tell you what, let me find this. Where is it? Is it there? And is it here? There we go. Let's grab that, put it in the middle. So here we go. This has been sent in, and thank you, by the way, to Laura for linking me to this picture. This has been sent in by Terry. Terry posted this from Cindy. And the message is, here's what Cindy said. Stranger Things Season 5 sneak preview. Phil Henley from Wings of Pegasus to guest star to avenge the death of Eddie Munson in Season 4. Yes, it looks like you're playing an 8-string guitar and your thumbs are a bit wonky, but the hair looks great again. So thank you for the post, Terry and Cindy, for this comment. I think it's just a comment from Cindy. So yeah, for some reason I don't know whether I won't be able to flick between me and this picture, but the AI version of Phil from Wings of Pegasus, the hair, it does a pretty good job on. So now, one thing I will say, yeah, it looks like on the headstock of the guitar. Let me move it across a little bit. Yeah, it looks like we've got oh yeah, over here 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so yeah, it looks like we might have an 8-string bass there if we've got 4 on this side. But the hair's good. I'd say that it looks like I'm about 10 feet tall. In relation from my head in relation to the body. I mean, look at these legs. Look at the size of the bass. The bass is tiny. So yeah, no, I'm not 8 foot tall. So yeah, if I stood up, I would be a giant. So that AI has certainly not quite got it in perspective, but certainly the hair is very good effort. And given the fact that it's been told to do Stranger Things, it's actually quite cool. I've said about Stranger Things in the past that I've already got the hair for it, so I need to spend literally 0 time in makeup. I'm already there, and they'll say, "Oh wow." I'm not sure they'll say, "Oh wow." They'll just say, "Oh, you've already been through makeup." I say, "No, this is how I always look." They say, "Oh, you crazy?" Probably a little bit. Right, we are going to be jumping into the Phil Jam for tonight. I've turned on the microphone because even when I remember, I sometimes forget to do it because I don't do it immediately. We've had another donation from Tracy for £10. Thank you for that, Tracy. The message is, "Hey Phil, do you have Wingers 17, the demos, signed by Kip? Only 300 made. Keep rocking. Love you, Tracy." Why is this chair not moving properly? No, I don't have them, but I have them in digital form. So yeah, I downloaded them, but not the signed versions. Version, only 300 made. So thank you for that, Tracy, for that donation. And right, guitar. That's what we're going to need. Oh, I need to get myself organised just to where the track is, how long it's going to be. It's 10 past, so I don't know. Number 113. That's what we're looking for. Oh, right. I've got the wrong guitar, but it doesn't matter. Bump for Phil Jam number 113. I'd go with the Gem, moderate distortion, lots of sustain, has an abrupt end, easy peasy. Don't forget the amp mic. Okay, right. So this isn't the right guitar for this backing track, but we're gonna. I mean, I can put distortion on, I guess, and we'll see how it goes. Let's start on the bridge pickup. Let's click on it, see what happens.
Do you want to make sure that...
Okay, it's loading. It's an advert. Let me skip this. I'll wait for it to skip. It's going to be 5 seconds. And skip. Right. Oh, how long is this? 7 minutes 50. It's a long one. Right, I'm going to zoom out. Where's the red dude? Come on, red dude. There he is. Right. Zoomed out. Ready to go. This is coming from... Oh, this is called Rock Pop Backing Track A minor. A minor, F, C, G, 70 beats per minute for you tempo fans, and guitar backing track. It's quite a long title. This is coming from T Guitar, capital T, capital G of guitar, all one word. So that is the channel that this is coming from. It's 7 minutes 50. So I'm just going to let it play. Right, so as for the levels, if you can let me know what it's like. Is this? I don't know, this isn't too distorted. I might better get away with it a bit. I'm clean at the moment. So how's this sound-wise? Okay, so looks like levels are good. Sounds good. Okay. I think at some point these strings are going to snap, and it's going to happen at some point on a fill jam because they're so old. Hopefully it's not tonight. Okay, it's a little bit kind of acousticy then. Let me see if I can do some wah. Whether I should go for something a little bit heavier. Take a little bit of that. might go a little bit clean again. How long have we got left of this? Oh, about a minute and 50. So. That was the ending from nowhere. That was kind of lucky because I ended on, I didn't resolve it. I just kind of ended when it ended. So there we have it. And the problem with my guitar is the higher I go up, because these strings are so old, the intonation is starting to drift, meaning that, for example, when I go here, this is an E. When I go here, listen to how flat that is on my 12th fret. So when I was going up here, you might have heard it, that it was going a little bit out. It's like, you're having to play and bend at the same time. So, quick example of that. So, in A minor, you have to bend. To make it in tune. So you're not now playing the string on the fret, you're bending it before you're fretting it. So you have to do a tiny bend and then holding that position. So yeah, really weird. So, yeah, but I'm going to persevere with this to see how long I can get these strings to last. And it's quite a it's not a nice challenge, but it is a challenge to now have to bend a string to get it in tune with the rest of them because the intonation's out. So yeah, if you notice that as I went higher, that's what that was. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. And Leslie said, Wings of Pegasus, look at the likes. 512. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. We have smashed the record of 410 for the likeometer tonight. And we are going to be calling things to a close. Eric UN says, your hair? Question mark. So yeah, this is my hair. So I don't know what that means. And the thing is, whenever I lean forward, I've got this sprout of grey at the back that sometimes I can see. And I don't know what's going on with that, but it's just a very select. I need to get like a spray or something, or get like hair dye, or just put it on that one bit that's, because it's always been the same. Well, it can't have always been the same. Probably since I was my late 30s maybe. I don't know. I don't know when that started to become a thing. But yeah, it is my hair. Imagine if it wasn't, and I actually chose to have grey hair put into it. That would be, I suppose that would be the perfect double bluff, is that you get a wig with greys put in, because then people think, well, you wouldn't have a wig that has greys in it. But it's the, yeah, I mean, I have said in previous live streams, it would be easier if I had a wig. I could just put it on and then it always looked the same, because my hair is totally random as to what it looks like every day. So anyway, thank you for tuning in tonight. We're going to be here with another video tomorrow night. And we're going to be live streaming on Tuesday night again, of course, and that's going to be 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So I'm going to be there. And I hope you guys can join me as well. Thank you for the donations, of course, tonight. And Diamond Girl donated $2 again in the super chat window. Thank you for that. It's a straight up donation, and it's donation number 3. So thank you for that, Diamond Girl. We are going to be calling it to a close now, so that all is left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!